on all the years in the varying capacities that I've tried to work in India, the most fascinating period of time that I've had is in the automotive area. The automobile business is truly an emotive and a tremendously rewarding business. It has more excitement than any other business I've been involved in. And the greatest pleasure I've had is trying to do something that everybody says could not be done.
India is the world's fourth largest producer of passenger cars after China, Japan, and Germany, producing 3.61 million units in 2020. India has become a significant passenger car market globally in the recent past. However, this ride hasn't been very smooth. Today, let us look into India's complex passenger car market and its journey.
Welcome to Force Edu, a place where all business and supply chain enthusiasts come for a weekly dose of knowledge. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, you're missing out on value-adding content.
The first passenger car forayed onto the Indian roads as early as 1897. Jamshedji Tata in 1901 became the first Indian to own a car. All the cars which ran on the Indian roads till 1928 were imported. There were no automobile factories in India to carry out the assembly operations whatsoever. In 1928, General Motors India Limited commenced assembling trucks and cars from components imported from the USA in completely knocked down conditions in their factory in Bombay. Till 1948, there were no attempts to manufacture motor vehicles in India as distinct from assembly. Even though Hindustan Motors and Premier Automobiles were established in 1942 and 1944 respectively, they didn't make any remarkable progress during the initial stages. The automobile sector of India is essentially a post-independence creation when, in 1953, the government appointed its first Tariff Commission intending to indigenize this industry. The measures taken up to improve India's auto sector after the Commission's recommendations were reduction of import duty on auto components, encouraging manufacturing firms rather than firms with only assembling operations, approving 5 firms to manufacture passenger cars, discontinuation of vehicles requiring substantial outflow of foreign exchange. How did measures impact the industry players? Due to the government's push on manufacturing firms, Ford India Limited and General Motors India Limited had to terminate their operations in India. Hindustan Motors and Premier Automobiles stood the test of time and turned out to be the primary beneficiaries of the measures. Ambassador and Fiat 1100 ruled the Indian roads for years. The next few decades were marked by the tremendous trade restrictions which halted the entry of new players. The 1980s turned out to be a significant decade for Indian car markets. The Industrial Policy Statement 1980 gave stimulus to the growth of the passenger car, segmented by enabling large houses and FERA companies to participate in passenger car production. The government encouraged the production of fuel-efficient motor cars. The decade also saw the emergence of Maruti Udyog Limited. How did economic liberalization give pace to India's passenger car market? Passenger cars in India gained traction post-liberalization in 1991. The stringent policies were revoked and foreign players entered the Indian market. The alliance between Maruti and Suzuki was the first joint venture between an Indian company and a foreign one. Other major car manufacturers like Hyundai and Honda entered the Indian market as well. By early 2000, Maruti Suzuki became the first Indian car brand to ship vehicles to major European markets. During the same time, the government introduced mandatory emission norms to reduce the pollution produced by vehicles. Over the years, India has become a behemoth both in passenger cars production and sale. However, challenges like electric vehicle infrastructure, alternate fuels, and semiconductor shortage are looming around presently, which we will discuss in the subsequent episodes. While we bid adieu, could you name the Indian car model launched in 1983 based on the 1979 Suzuki Frontier? To all the viewers out there, thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned to our channel Force Edu for more informative content.